Good morning, and it's Thursday, and it's the day of the bug debate. And we know how much chickens love bugs. They even eat ticks. Now, actually, as you can hear, warming up is the oracular chicken. Now, several years ago, the oracular chicken succeeded at failing to pick the Super Bowl champion. And today is the day of the first, in the United States, of the first presidential debate between the two presumptive party candidates, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. There's great interest, but I can't really say there's great excitement. But I've asked the oracular chicken. Oracular chicken, will you pick what you think is the winner of? Ah, sorry. Yeah, will you help us pick the? Do you care if either of them wins? Okay. Here, I'll draw some cards, and you can pick. You want to do that? Well, well, thank you very much. A regular chicken really doesn't want to cooperate. And frankly, neither do I. But I am going to do a couple of little things because I don't think in a case like this there is a winner or a loser. Perhaps just the country itself is the loser either. But anyway, I don't want to get into that. Most of you kind of know which way I lean on things, and I lean so far one way that neither one of these these things excite me. But anyway, something very interesting here. Now, Joe Biden is his birthday card. If we're going to look at it from a tarot perspective, his birthday card, because he was born on November 20th, 1875. That makes him a Knight of Wands. Okay, that's the 30-degree period he was born, and it is this card here, this virile, but he's also fire of fire. Okay, and I'm going to read a little bit about fire of fire, and it's the I Ching hexagram of the arousing, the shock. Okay, but yeah, there you see his birthday's right in the middle of that. But in the 10-degree period of the 20th itself, we have, let's see, November 20th itself, we have the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups, debauch, or illusionary success. So we may have this fire of fire, illusionary success. Donald Trump, on the other hand, is June 14th. June 14th falls right into that 30-degree spread, and he's the Queen of Cups. Water of water. Fire of fire versus water of water. And water of water, I Ching hexagram is called the joyous lake. Okay. But the small card that is the Queen of Cups, or the birthday card of Donald Trump, is the Ten of Swords, ruin. Queen of Cups, Ten of Swords. Knight of Wands, Seven of Cups. Both small card dates represent a 10-degree period that is not the native element of the court card. In other words, there's battles within itself. Okay, each of them contain that foreign element in their 30-degree makeup. The other 20 degrees of each of those signs is their native element. The other two small cards for the Knight of Wands are water cards, or fire cards, and the other two cards in the Queen of Cups are water cards or other cups. That being said, let's see what DuQuette has to say about these characters. Let's start with Joe Biden. And that would be the Knight of Wands. Crowley says the moral qualities appropriate to this figure are activity, generosity, fierceness, impetuosity, pride, impulsiveness, swiftness in unpredictable actions. If wrongly energized, he is evil-minded, cruel, bigoted, and brutal. He is in either case ill-fitted to carry on his action. He has no means of modifying it according to circumstances. If he fails in his first effort, he has no resource. That's from Crowley. Representing Fire of Fire, the Knight of Wands certainly has the potential of being the strongest member of the court cards. He represents the Yod subdivision of Yod He Vav He. However, it's well for us to remember that where court cards are concerned, representing something is not the same as being something. Harris translates the Golden Dawn description into a magnificent and thrilling image that almost leaps. Yeah, and I don't have the deck. There's the image. That almost leaps off the card. Did I say leap? Explode is perhaps a better word. The forward thrust of the horse's mane and tail and hair and beard of the knight suggests they aren't so much in the act of jumping as being blown from behind by some unimaginably strong explosive force. It is the portrait of someone who is riding a rocket. That can be very risky. If the rocket isn't aimed properly, he or she misses the target. If there's not enough fuel, he or she crashes. If there is too much fuel, the person explodes. But if everything goes well, it is the most spectacular of successes. Okay. That's the general characteristics of a Knight of Wands. But the Seven of Cups is also Biden's personal birthday card. And that would be, let's see, Seven of Cups is called Debauch. Crowley is definitely not a fan of the Seven of Cups. This is one of the worst ideas that one can have, he says. Its mode is poison, its goal madness. It represents the delusion of delirium tremens and drug addiction. It represents the sinking into the mire of false pleasure. There is something almost suicidal in this card. Now that's a pretty tough review of that card. But I say just look at the card, and it's that greenish muck card. Just look at the card if you can. Yuck. What happened to all that great cup stuff higher up in the tree of life? Doesn't sexy Venus like to show off in sexy Scorpio? Because it's Venus in Scorpio. She does. She likes to show off everywhere. Venus, however, is not dignified in Scorpio and often embarrasses herself when she visits. You could ask, shouldn't she be happy in Netzach? Number 7. The sphere of Venus? Sure she is. She's so happy she's making herself sick. This is much, too much of what once was a good thing. And this low on the tree and this far off balance, there isn't enough single influencing factor left to remind her that the party's over. So those are the two birthday cards of the Lesser Arcana representing Joe Biden's birthday. Let's turn to Donald Trump, who is the Queen of Cups. And the Crowley, it's one of the most beautiful cards. As a matter of fact, if you, when you trim off the borders of the card and you put this one and the High Priestess together, those sort of undulating oval arcing waves match up with each other. It's a beautiful example of Harris's projective geometry. I like the card. I should, because it's my birthday. And perhaps what I see in this, in our subject, and what most irritates me and disturbs and sickens me when we discuss this subject is I must see that same quality in myself. Crowley says, her image is of extreme purity and beauty, with infinite subtlety. To see the truth of her is hardly possible. She reflects the nature of the observer in great perfection. The Queen of Cups is my birthday card, so please be warned that the objectivity of my comments may be obscured by clouds of narcissism. But honestly, who am I to argue with Crowley? Harris's Queen of Cups bears a striking similarities to Atu 2, the High Priestess. I just mentioned that. Okay, I'll skip over that part. Both cards represent the image of a great cup. Okay, and you can see it pretty well, the great cup there, in the black and white version. It's very apparent that that's a beautiful goblet type cup. let's see, the stem of which is formed by the body of the goddess. In the High Priestess, the cup is the virginal goddess of the moon. In the Queen of Cups, it is that of the great mother goddess. Water of water is tantamount to saying reflection of reflection, or mirror to mirror. The Queen of Cups is popular and makes friends easily because others look because when others look at her, they see only themselves. Crowley tells us that she is the perfect agent and patient, able to receive and transmit everything without herself being affected thereby. To liberals, she looks like a liberal. Not in this case. To conservatives, she looks like a conservative, when in truth she may be neither. If ill-dignified, she can be dangerous and cruel, distorting the reflections she casts back on her unsuspecting victims, who then see only monsters in the mirror. Okay, that's the Queen of Cups. The small card that represents the 10-degree periods of his birth is the 10 of Swords, ruin. Can you find the 10 swords? And here's the Harris version. It's very difficult. Crowley tries to help us. The hilts of the swords occupy the position of the Sephiroth, but points 1 to 5 and 7 to 9 touch and shatter the bright central sword, which represents the sun. The 10th sword is also in splinters. There are 3 swords that form the middle pillar, and the lowest having a crescent moon on the handle. The next sword is placed on the blade of the first and has its orb as part of the handle. Okay, so I sort of described the graphics of it. It's difficult to put a good spin on this card. Harris herself reports, Lady Harris, as she's painting the picture, I have just done the 10 of Swords, and promptly Russia takes up arms. Along with the other 10s, 10 of Swords can't degenerate any lower without completely changing suits. Mercury ruled Gemini brings a complete identification with the mind and the intellect, which in this card is in the very process of being destroyed. It is the ruin of the intellect, Crowley says. And he goes on, and even if all mental and moral qualities, and even of all mental and moral qualities. So Crowley's statement is, it is the ruin of the intellect and even of all mental and moral qualities. Ouch. So there are the sort of tarot astrological profiles for this event. Now, instead of presuming to have us all presume that this is going to be a debate in the classic sense of the term, and because among us some may really admire and be rooting for one side or the other. All of us could probably agree on one thing, that if we watch it, it will be on a certain level, on a certain superficial level, it will be entertainment. And the oracular chicken didn't want to do this, but I'm going to draw one card to characterize this television event as, at the very least, entertainment. And for that, I'm going to use nothing. I'm going to draw from nothing but trump cards. So for that reason, I'm going to kind of shuffle the deck and invoke the oracular chicken to lay its wing upon these consecrated cards of art, that thereby we may obtain true knowledge of hidden things, to the glory of thine ineffable name. Bark! Joe Biden. Spreading them out face down. Picking one. Shuffling again. Spreading them out face down. Donald Trump. Make of it what you will. The shade of the oracular chicken has spoken. Enjoy the program tonight, and hope it will serve us all for the best, at least eventually. Until tomorrow, when we will all be experience the debate hangover, continue to be good to yourself, be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.